Welcome back, you guys, to another video here on Sunsets and Suitcases channel. I am a travel agent, and today we're talking about which Hawaiian island is best for you. We're going to kind of compare all of them, and I'm going to kind of give you the ideal person that should visit each island. I'm actually a Hawaiian island specialist. I have been trained by the state of Hawaii to talk about this, and so let's get started. I would really love to start on the island of Oahu. That's where I spent the most of my time in Hawaii. 7 months, 8 months, something like that to be exact. Oahu is the third largest island, and it actually has the city of Honolulu, which is the biggest city in all of Hawaii, and it's the state capital. I'm sure you've heard of it. That's like the destination that people think of whenever they think of Hawaii. So a little bit about Honolulu. A lot of people don't realize that it's actually a quite large city. Like, there are skyscrapers and stuff, and that comes with a lot of traffic. So that can really be off-putting on some people. I just want you to know that traffic exists in Hawaii. I really recommend that you rent a car in Hawaii. Honolulu is beautiful though. It's really capitalized on tourism. You're not gonna get that like really authentic feel of Hawaii. It's really like built up like you would find in Hollywood, basically. I called it the Hollywood of Hawaii. But being a specialist in Hawaii, I can tell you the places you need to go to get that real Hawaii authentic feel. Now, the island of Oahu is for that first time visitor to Hawaii. Of course, you have to see things like Pearl Harbor, Waikiki, like I mentioned. There's so many like really cool things in Oahu that you should see if you visit Hawaii. And actually, in my opinion, I think this is best for families because there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do for kids. There's zoos, there's aquariums, there's tons of luau's and stuff. And there's actually resorts like the Disney resort that'll be really great for kids. And I think it's the most affordable island. Oahu has a lot of diversity. Like, if you want your vacation to be like downtown shopping, that's the place to be. But you can also go across the island and it could be very adventurous. Like, this island has a lot to do for a lot of different travelers. I spent a lot of my time in Oahu doing a lot of hikes. You can be very adventurous. You can go skydiving in Oahu. You can go scuba diving in Oahu. There's like tons of things that you can do on Oahu for the adventure traveler, but there's a ton of things that you can do in Oahu for someone who's not so adventurous and wants to see, basically just have fun in the city. So I think Oahu is just the perfect island for pretty much basically anybody who just wants that Hawaiian experience. One great thing Oahu is known for, especially, is for its golf courses. There are like tons of golf courses, world-class golf courses. I even think when I was there last, there was talk that Tiger Woods was gonna build another golf course on this island. Although there are golf courses on other islands, Oahu has the most. There also is a lot of cool things on Oahu where you can learn about the culture. They have this thing called the Polynesian Cultural Center. Although it's very like touristy, you can learn about Hawaii and all the other Polynesian islands and their culture. It's actually pretty cool. You get in a little riverboat and you can go through and see the different islands and learn about the culture there. There's also this museum called the Bishop Museum, and I actually really loved this. You can see a lot of the Hawaiian artifacts and stuff. It's like really cool. And Oahu actually has the Iolani Palace, the actual palace that the reigning monarchs of Hawaii lived in. So how cool is that? Hawaii is the only state, of course, that has a reigning monarch palace. Oahu is known for its surfing, and during the winter months, a lot of the surf competitions are held here. So if you're visiting and want to see the surfers, North Shore is the way to go. So I could literally talk on and on about these islands, but I want to keep this video short enough for you guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Let's move on to the island of Maui. So Maui is actually the second largest island in Hawaii, and actually Maui Nui is made up of 3 islands: Maui, Lanai, and Molokai. Molokai is not really the place that tourists need to go. It's very local. I don't know a lot of travel agents that'll actually recommend Molokai. Lanai is called the Pineapple Island. That's where like tons of pineapple farms are. There are a resort or 2 on Lanai, but it's a very small island. If you want to visit Lanai, I recommend maybe staying on Maui and taking a day trip to Lanai. There's a lot of like boat tours to Lanai. But the main island I'm going to talk about is Maui. Maui is what I would say is like an all-around like best of both worlds. You can find a lot of the outdoorsy type of stuff, and then there's also like little cities, not as big as Honolulu, not as overwhelming as Honolulu. If someone wants the best of both worlds, I usually recommend Maui. Even for first timers, I think you'll have a great time on Maui if you're a first timer to Hawaii. If someone's like, really, I don't want the city feel, I would definitely recommend Maui. Maui brings a lot of people for their like world-renowned scenery, like the road to Hana, if you've heard of that. It's a big winding road through the east side of the island. It takes hours to finish it all, but you're gonna see literally everything you wanna see. Haleakala National Park is on the island of Maui, and it's a dormant volcano. You can go around, hike, and visit a volcano. Although it's not active like you would find on the Big Island, it's still a really cool spot. Yeah, I do recommend Maui for someone who's really adventurous, wants to do a lot of adventure stuff, like zip lining. Maui is actually known like high class among the islands for their snorkeling and their scuba diving, because Maui actually lays on like this, like underneath in the seabed, there's like this floor. It's like very flat. And so a lot of the fish and the corals are able to survive. And the whales actually come to Maui over all of the islands because of the way the seafloor is. So Maui is your island to go if you want to see like whales. Of course, you're going to see them on all the other islands, but Maui is really known to attract the whales because of this reason. Maui to me was just one of a kind. Just the scenery there, it's so different. I mean, I'm going to show you some clips here how different it is. I didn't expect Maui to look like this, but you know, I really think it is the best of both worlds. All right, let's talk about Hawaii Island, or also known as the Big Island, because it's the biggest island. I don't think you can do everything in even a week there, but it's also the newest island. It's the most remote. It's still growing because there's actually active volcanoes on Hawaii Island. You can visit Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, which we got to see Kilauea, one of the volcanoes, erupting, which is a really, really cool experience. That's what basically attracts the people to Hawaii Island, is for its volcanoes and to see the active volcanoes. Hawaii Island, I would recommend for somebody who's been to Hawaii before, who's just ready for a different experience. This makes Hawaii Island just really, like a lot of the island is just very barren, like a lot of volcanic fields. You're driving a long ways to see different parts of the island. A lot of people stay on the Kona side, which is like the more touristy area, and this is where Kona coffee comes from. If you're a huge coffee lover, definitely recommend visiting Kona and visiting the coffee farms. So the Big Island is known for its manta ray snorkeling. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people do this. You go out at night, they shoot these big lights and then shoot out like plankton that attracts the manta rays. And I gotta tell you, it's an experience. The Big Island is actually known for its historic site. There's a lot of Polynesian sites still there on the Big Island, and we actually got to see some petroglyphs through the Volcanoes National Park. It's really cool for somebody who's really into the historic sites. And another thing I want to mention, the Big Island is really abundant in animals, like birds and like really rare animals that are really native to Hawaii or not found often on the other islands. The Big Island is a place to be if like you're a bird watcher or someone really into the animals. Since the Big Island is so volcanic, you can also find one of the black sand beaches that Hawaii has. Another one is on Maui, but I think the Big Island is just really cool because it's more rocky and volcanic. It made me feel like really I was getting the full experience on the Big Island. They also have a green sand beach, but it's pretty hard to get to. The Big Island of Hawaii is also known for its stargazing because it is more rural. The stars are phenomenal there. And actually you can go up on one of the mountains or volcanoes to stargaze. Like, it's really known for its stargazing. Maui is very similar. There's actually a stargazing on Haleakala. And did you know that the Big Island, actually one of the volcanoes has snow on it during the right time of the year? You can go up on the mountains to see the snow, and you can, the same day, you can go down to the beach and like be really happy on the beach. It's really crazy. Now let's talk about Kauai. I want to be really upfront and honest. I've actually not visited Kauai. one day, but through my training and through talking to other people who visited and seeing videos, I can definitely tell you the perfect person to visit Kauai. Through my training, they really recommend like people who are into romance, who want to be secluded. There are some really beautiful resorts on Kauai. So like the honeymoon, the anniversary people, those are like the perfect people to visit Kauai. And people who are very adventurous. Like Kauai is pretty barren. It's actually the oldest island, so it's the most lush and beautiful and green. But there's only like one main road that basically circles the whole island. So the majority of Kauai Island is not accessible by driving. You have to like get there a different way, whether that be horseback riding or like boat, whatever it may be. It's definitely for that adventurous type of person. A really popular thing that brings people to Kauai is to see the Nepali coast. And you can visit it by like a very long hike, or a helicopter tour, or a boat tour. And I'm sure you've seen the pictures, that huge mountain range. It looks just absolutely beautiful. And Kauai is actually a pretty small island in comparison to the other islands we just talked about. It's the smallest of all the ones that we've been talking about, not counting like Lanai and Molokai. I would totally recommend it for somebody who's visited like the islands before, who's really familiar with the other islands and just wants like an escape getaway away from civilization. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here on all the Hawaiian islands and which ones you should visit. Basically the ideal person you should visit each. I hope this was really helpful for you. Like I said earlier, if you have any comments, leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to know about all things Hawaii, all-inclusive resorts, Alaskan cruises, Europe. I'm going to be talking about all of that on this channel. See you guys on the next one.